The main reason why you would buy a ute is because it's a ute. Behind the cabin where everyone sits, there's normally a big space for storing all of your gear, and there's normally quite a big payload as well to accommodate all that. That might sound simple in theory, however there is a lot of variety in how all of these utes are set up. We're in the middle of our dual cab ute mega test right now, and we've got just about every example you can get in Australia, and there is a lot of variety, so it's a great time to show you what's involved. So let's start right at the bottom to see what you can expect from your four-wheel drive ute. First up we have Mazda BT-50. Although this is range-topping GT spec, there is not a lot to report on in this tub. There's no tub liner, there's no 12 volt, and there's no cover or light either. We've got 4 tie-down points, 1 in each corner, and there are a couple of rubber bungs there up at the headboard, so that'd be handy for if you're going to run some wiring or something like that in the future. However, it is a little bit lacking in features. Also lacking in features is the Hilux SR5 with no power outlets or tub liner in sight. If you want more standard tub features in a Hilux, you'll need to look at a more expensive specification like the Rogue. Next up is the Volkswagen Amarok, and we've got the newly minted Highline 580 specification here. Now there's not a whole lot in this tub either. We do have a sports bar here, that's more for styling. However, I would say that this is kind of impractical if you want to load and unload from the side here. Because the sports bar goes all the way down the side, you've got to kind of climb over each time to get to it. I'd probably prefer not to have it personally, but you do get tailgate assist. It makes it nice and light there, the little spring that helps you out. That's going to be handy if you're going to be loading and unloading all the time, opening and closing all the time. You will appreciate that feature. There are 4 tie-down points in here, no tub liner, but we do have one 12 volt plug, and in the sports bar, it's not completely useless actually. There is a light in there, and that's controlled by a button on the dashboard inside. Next up is the LDV T60 Trail Rider. This is by far the cheapest ute on the test, but there are a lot of features going on in this tub. We've got a spray-in tub liner. That's nice for when you're actually loading this thing up with gear. You're not going to ruin the paint. This does have a factory fitted roller cover. It's made by Mountaintop, manual in operation. Pull that closed, throw the strap in, and your stuff in the back's not going to get wet. Next up is the Nissan Navara. We've got a traditional soft tonneau cover here. I'm not going to take it off and put it back on because, to be honest with you, it's a bit of a pain in the bum to get right. But when it is right, it is nice and tight and it doesn't flap around much at all. But to see other stuff, you've got to kind of reach down here. You've got a 12 volt plug there. That is nice and weather sealed. That's a good design. You've got 4 tie down points. There's also a cool load rail on each side, which gives you good adjustability if you're putting a lot of tall stuff in the back of this Navara. Next up is the Triton GLS Premium. This model we've got here on test has a hard lid that flips up. Now it's not standard in this spec, it's an optional extra. However, it's good to show it because it does change the look of this Triton quite a bit. Plus it makes the tub more secure and keeps the weather out at the same time. However, you've got to say, if you're going to help your mate move house, you're not exactly going to be fitting a fridge in the back of this anytime soon. Next up is Isuzu D-Max. This is an all-new model and we've got X-Runner specification here. You can tell that by the sailplane style sports bar and also this rolling cover. Now it's quite similar to the LDV T60, however, you'll see on this one we've got some extra channeling here, a bit of plumbing to get standing water down and off to the sides, keep your stuff a little bit drier. In terms of other features in here, there's not a whole lot more. Drop-in tub liner, only 2 tie-down points at the back there. You've lost your ones at the front, which is important to note, but otherwise that's about it. Next up is the Ford Ranger, and this is wild track specification, and there is a lot going on in this tub. We've got a drop-in tub liner here, similar to the D-Max, and we've got a roller shutter as well. However, this one is electric. Check it out, that's pretty cool. Now while that's closing, I'll show you this tailgate assist. Definitely the lightest on test. That's like one finger operation. You will appreciate that if you're using this all the time. We've also got a 12 volt outlet up the back there. That's weather sealed also, and 4 tie down points. So in terms of outright features, this Ranger is right at the top of the list. One thing to note with these roller covers, they do roll into a big package on the back there. You don't really lose space on the floor of the tub, but if you're loading things like motorbikes and that sort of thing, that will get in the way and it's going to be hard to remove as well. One unique and very useful feature in this Ranger is the effort that Ford has gone through to seal this against weather ingress. You'll see there's a big seal that runs along here. It's integrated into the tub, goes all the way down the bottom, and it works with the roller cover as well. And as you can see, that butts up against the tailgate and keeps weather out. Most other utes will let just about everything in. Which tub is the best in this comparison? Well, in terms of features, Ford Ranger by a country mile. I particularly like that weather sealing. That's not an easy thing to do for the Ford engineers. However, you've got to consider your own applications and what you want. If you're going to be fitting a canopy, drawers, tub liner, all that sort of thing anyway, you're probably not going to care that something like a Hilux or a BT-50 is a blank canvas. It's going to be less for you to remove anyway. So you've got to consider what your own end goal is. However, with this Ford Ranger, it is the most feature laden, and it really shows where this dual cab ute segment is going in terms of technology, lifestyle and convenience. One question I have for you is, what do you want to see in the back of these utes in the future? Additional things that are factory fitted to make your life easier. Me personally, I'd love to see some extra power outlets, even a USB. That's going to be really handy for camping, days out on the job site, that sort of thing. But let us know in the comments below what you want to see in the future. If you want to see the results of our full 4x4 ute mega test, head over to CarAdvice.com to read the full comparison, or go to our YouTube channel to watch the video. And while you're there, hit the like button, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.